Hello and welcome back. Now that the import-export service has reached the general availability milestone, I want to do a quick demo of some of the new features that are available as a part of that. So to start with, I'm here in the Windows Azure portal, select Database, and I've created a server for the purposes of this demo. As you can see, there aren't any databases currently created. So to start with, I'm going to do a standard import, same as before, no changes. Since I used the portal's wizards to do the imports-exports last time, this time I'll be using the exe. As always, the exe is freely available on CodePlex, both the client-side exe and the sources to use to build it. We provide that to you really as a reference implementation of how to use the service. So I'll paste in my import command here, then come back to the portal and do a quick status check. Now you'll notice here that we are actually reporting progress now. Status is reported on about a 1-minute interval unless it completes. At this point, because it's a small database, it's completed, and now I'm going to use Management Studio to log in to that server and take a look at that database. I'll find it here. There's my database. It has some tables, and I'm going to do a quick query on those tables. I can see I've got table data from all 3 tables. Now I'm going to show you how to do a selective export. The selective export takes all of the schema, so your table definitions, your views, stored procedures, etc., and puts them into the backpack, along with the table data for the tables that you select. So table data for tables you haven't selected is not included in the backpack. So let's see what that looks like. The exe has been updated to accept a selective export table list, which, if you've got the package from CodePlex, it includes a sample table list file. So I'm going to take that XML file, paste it to a new location so that I can edit it with Notepad. And see here, it's really just a list of tables. Each table has both its schema name and table name defined. So in this case, I've got 2 tables that I want to selectively export: the customers and the products tables. There are a number of reasons why you may only want to select out a few tables. One might be that the table data for only those tables has changed, and so you only need to re-export that particular data set. Another reason is that the exports may take too long because your database is fairly large, so you may only want to take a segment of your database within a particular export request. So in this case, I've selected 2 of my 4 tables. I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to come back to my exe and paste in a selective export request. So as you can see in the exe, there's a new flag here, -sx, which is an explicit selective export. Along with the selective export, I also have to provide a path to the file which contains my table list, which you can see here. I'm going to submit that request and then return to the portal to check its status. I can see it's running and it's completed. So let's take a look at that backpack so we can see what a selectively exported backpack looks like. I'm going to download that to my desktop. I'm going to rename it to a .zip. I can see it's got all the same files as it would normally have. It has the full metadata for my schema inside of here. But in the data folder, I see that it only has the data for the tables that I selected. So now let's do a quick re-import to see what it looks like after it's imported. So again, I'm submitting a new import request. This is a standard import request. You import a selectively exported backpack the same way you import a standard backpack. There's really no difference between the two, other than the inclusion of some table data. Come back to the portal. I'm going to refresh. See that it's completed. And I'm going to come back to my Management Studio and take a look at the new database. I see it's got all the same tables defined. So let's do a quick query. It's the same query as before. And let's Let's see what we have. So you can see I have all the records from the customer and the product table, but the order table does not include its records because it wasn't included in the list of tables I wanted exported. So that gives you a quick demo of the two new features, progress reporting and selective exports in the import-export general availability milestone.